the have-nots and the haves is an old tale. But we have the opportunity in the United States to really talk about it differently. Now let me talk about that as it relates to poverty. People cannot afford to live when you pay over half of your low income buying utilities. That's awful. Now those people who feel like it's a hoax to talk about environmental issues, I would suggest to them to stop putting their heads in the sand and pull that head out of the sand and start looking at what is really going on.
I don't understand how the rules are made, but I feel like there has got to be a way that everybody could live a little easier. Like in the wintertime, it gets really bad with those that have gas. My mother's gas bill is like $300 or $400. And then along with the power bill being $200, that's just too much.
Here in the Southeast, we have some of the highest energy burdens, especially on the poor. The Southeastern utilities are lagging the rest of the country in encouraging energy efficiency. Energy efficiency is doing the same thing for less energy. It's that simple. And it's kind of a miracle worker. It means that everybody gets a bigger slice of the pie. You don't have to have a bigger pie.
I work as a volunteer with Alabama Environmental Council, and they call me an energy program consultant. I'm not a paragon of virtue. I don't drive a Prius or have a very energy efficient home, but a lifestyle that's less carbon intense. It can be done by simple upgrades like changing your light bulbs to LED, through better insulation in buildings, through efficient appliances. These things, they aren't glamorous, but they are readily accessible, and they can save energy and help protect our world.
Typical incandescent light bulb, 90% of the energy gets converted to, not to light, but to heat. So these belong in easy bake ovens, not light sockets. LED bulb uses a third to maybe even a fifth amount of energy for the same amount of light. It's win-win because you will recoup the savings on your energy bills very fast. And since typically here in the South, the thing that powers these bulbs is a coal-fired power plant, you're not only not baking your house, you're not baking the planet when you install an LED bulb.
I'm a convert. I resisted for a while because I like my building process and I don't want anybody messing with it and come on, let's just build it. You know, and the energy efficiency, oh, they want to go get imported stuff from Arkansas because it's a renewable resource and they're putting soybeans in the tile. I love the concept of sustainability, but from a builder's perspective, I was just like, nah, I already like the way I do things and I don't want to slow it down. As I've become converted especially over the last 5 years, I see that it's not much of a slowdown, and I see the benefit. You know, it's all about building science. When people show me the math, and here's where I got converted. We build this house, we build a pretty decent house, and then they put a blower door on, they put a fan, and they're sucking air out of the house. And you see how much it sucks out. And I realized in some of the upper corners, I got 10 degrees difference than down here where we insulated well. That just had an impact on me to realize we can tweak a couple little things and get a much better result, and it's worth it.
I am the first woman elected mayor in the city of Tuskegee, in Tuskegee, Alabama, and I also served as superintendent of the utilities. My classmates from high school called me and said, we need you to come home and run for mayor. And I said, are you all kidding me? But it was really more a spiritual journey than anything else. It taught me a lot about the impact of poverty and the fact that you can do something to alleviate poverty. We often take for granted that poor people are just lazy, which is absolutely not true. Poor people do not have opportunities to get involved with energy efficiency. People who are about survival are not going to think about a carbon footprint.
My little girl, the 4-year-old, she has autism. So she needs to run around, and every day we have to find something to do or take her out of the house so she can run and release all the extra energy. Just staying in that little box, it kind of tenses her up, and it's a bad day if we do that. I noticed she used the lessons that she was learning in school at my mom's house. So when she's at their house, she's more open and she's using words and she's talking. So it's like she's developing better because they have a home. I just want to give her the best and do as much as I can, and I don't want her to feel like I'm just holding her back. And we stay upstairs, so you have to be mindful of the neighbors, don't jump, don't stomp or anything like that.
If I had a perfect world, it would bring utilities costs down. So in going down, I don't have to pay this money, and I don't have to sit down and decide whether or not I'm going to buy my medicine or I'm going to pay my utilities bill.
Of that population that is 50% below the federal poverty level, they spend 48% of their income on energy. That is huge. How can you have any money for rent? How can you have any money for food?
I unplugged everything just about before you leave. Try to keep everything sealed up, so in the wintertime it feels like it's like me a little crack here and there. We'll put like sheets or something on the window, or put something under the door so the air won't go out or come through. And we change the lights. They save a lot. I've been staying at this apartment for 9 years, and my power bill is like $170 and my water bill is like $50, and I'm like, I can't wait to get those down, because with those down I could save. And the kids will have, a little something for college, or we'll have a little something cushion for a nice vacation, and it's just easier because it's not that easy right now. My oldest was praying for a house for Christmas. She's always, are we gonna move? Are we gonna move? And I'm like, well, when I find something, we can move. And it hurts. You have to tell your child no to something like that. So we started looking for, homes to rent. But it was hard to find a 3-bedroom. 3 bedrooms, it's like $800 or $900, and I can't afford that.
There's no incentive for utilities to provide us ways of paying less on our utility bill. The long-term best interest for all of us is to save energy, to not build new power plants, to not use fossil fuels like coal and oil and natural gas that are actually making the planet. There are no technological challenges to overcome. Any new technological improvement just makes things better than they already are, but they're plenty good right now. So if there's a problem, it's generally a policy or a knowledge problem. Since these are government-regulated monopolies, we can set some new rules. We can change the way the game is played.
Somebody once said, there's always going to be poor people. Yeah, that's probably true. I don't know what you can do about that, except here we go talking about leadership. If your leaders do not think it's valuable to do, it gets hard for other people to do it.
I'm spending time actually being with the people who make the policy. I go to the Public Service Commission of Alabama on a regular basis and try to learn what it is that are their interests, trying to balance the need of the utility and make money to do its job, which really is an important job, and the need of the customer to spend as little as they have to make that happen. The Alabama Public Service Commission exists to ensure that our utilities provide rates that are fair. Well, unlike other states, they make their decisions behind closed doors. The Public Service Commission allows Alabama Power to have a very outsized voice. That makes it harder for folks who would like to see energy efficiency programs. So policy is so squishy, it's so hard, it's not sexy, and you can't see it like a solar panel. But it's that background against which the rules are applied, and it makes a difference about what's possible.
Got the application in August, and I was approved in December, right before Christmas. And I am now a Habitat for Humanity homeowner. That was the best Christmas present ever. I don't need anything else. I get to be a homeowner, and it just did something to me. You know, you have a place to stay, but now you have something that belongs to you and it's your home.
As it stands right now, a home energy rating system has been established, so you have some kind of standard. So a score of 100 on that HERS is equal to the house built down the street to local codes right now as they stand. If you're 120, then you're worse than what's required. If you're 80, then your energy bill should be approximately 80% of what the other homeowner is going to pay, what their 100% is. With this house, the goal here was 52, and our normal is about 72.
You know, they say the energy bill could be as low as under 100. It could be like 70 or 50. Give me that, please. I am waiting for that half a bill right now. And the water bill, it's going to be lower too. I feel like I can pay my bills and, you know, manage my money better, and you just feel like you're not just holding your head above water all the time. You know, you feel just a little relief.
So the homeowner can feel the difference, and they're going to pay half of what a person's paying who just bought a house that was built to the current standard. So they might be paying a quarter of what they were paying in a rental that was very leaky. We did a heat pump water heater, spray foam insulation, Energy Star appliances, blue board on the exterior that's a continuous blue board and taped, and that makes another air seal.
I'm excited over a washing machine. I'm so glad. I really did anguish over it because I got to be Energy Star and I got to pick the right one. And I'm not an appliance purchaser.
Oh my goodness. It's my first washer and dryer.
By saving some of this disproportionate burden, we can improve the planet, and low-income families can have a brighter future for themselves and for their kids. Habitat for Humanity is just one example. We've got low-interest loans, we've got weatherization programs. We just need more awareness of them, and we need more of them.
I'm so happy. Wow, I'm so happy. Thank you, Jesus. Wow. It's gonna be cold, cold. It's gonna be hot when it needs to be hot, and it's still gonna be low cost. I'm just blown away. I can't wait to go through the seasons to just see how everything is and see if anything changes. I just can't wait.